Hey
everybody, happy Friday. Oh, let's see what to get started on today. Man, it's been a busy week. Just try to circle back and figure out what we're doing today. Aidan, did you have a chance to let's see, I wanted to do to just walk a little bit through MyDev.
Okay, do you want me to screen share?
Yeah, please.
That's what it's called, yeah. You know, I was thinking we should make a link, like a redirect on the site, just like dryfoundation.org/login or MyDev or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, you want me to log into my account?
Yeah, or actually just walk it through the site, through Dry Foundation from there, how somebody would get in. Yeah. For those that aren't familiar, so last week we just launched both our foundation portal and our membership program. So it's going to walk through how we get to that. It's called MyDev. Go for it.
So you can log in, learn a little bit more about becoming a member, but that's the way you get to it on your account. I'll log in here. Oh man, it did this last time.
It just does that when we're screen sharing.
Sure, right? So I have a dummy membership that's active in here, and you've got quite a few options in here. I think interesting one might be to add a membership to your account. So we have accounts in MyDev, and then you can add a membership with different kind of monthly amounts, or you can pay for an annual plan. Let's see, can manage donations, can donate right through your account, can view upcoming events. So here's our list of everything going on today.
Is that this afternoon's? I can't really see it. Our dry group.
Yeah, Zoom group today at 3 Pacific. It's weird that.
Why is that showing up?
That's showing up on top of, I don't know. Anyways. So you can register for events. You can see the events that you're registered for. We have volunteer projects up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want people to look for these. We got lots of things listed there, things people can do. And I've got a couple more to add too. We're looking for some help with managing our social media, which just too easily falls by the wayside here because it's a fair amount of work, and hoping to find somebody for that. Okay, being a dry eye buddy, that's part of our dry eye helpline, looking for people to be peer mentors. What else do we have in the list out there? Calling the FDA, that's related to our biologic eye drops safety campaign. We're trying to get the FDA to address some issues. What do we have after that? Here's a big one, the Dry Eye Zone Forum. We want to upgrade the software. So we're looking for somebody with more of a kind of a tech background to help out with that at some point. We have some tech resources for it, but somebody just kind of oversee the project. We want to get onto the cloud version. The forum is it's been around for forever. And then there was eventually this great migration onto the Facebook groups, but we're seeing more and more people come back to the forum now because not everybody wants to be on a Facebook group. So we want to make it a better experience for those that are there. And then research project, financial assistance programs. So as part of the helpline, periodically, we've got people who are just really struggling with the cost of, co-pays, or if they're not insured or don't have coverage for a dry eye drug that they need, trying to get them in touch with any financial assistance programs that can help. So we want to put together a page that just has kind of all the relevant information in one place for the major manufacturers of dry eye drugs. So we're looking at trying to recruit somebody to help out with that. And what else we got? Oh, I do have the social media coordinator on there. Okay. Yep. That's something we really need help with. And I just put this one out here for fun, to just see something small and bite-sized if someone wants to just take on planning for a Zoom group, our every other Friday or 2 Fridays a month group. That was just an idea. All right, what else do we have in the menu up there?
Let's see. What else? volunteer projects. You can manage your email subscriptions.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Event notifications. DEF mailing list right now is mostly all about the newsletter, but we will be starting to send some more emails in between. And we have a list just for eye care providers. And once we have some volunteers, we'll be sending some emails out to that mailing list.
Can also update your dry eye profile. Let's see if it's going to work here. Maybe not. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So how'd you learn about us? What are your current needs, symptoms, diagnoses, contributing factors, and age? Anyways, I don't think there's anything else below that. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go just
Sure.
briefly to the membership page on the foundation?
Yeah.
I made a little video on there, just some thoughts about reasons to join the foundation. We're really excited to have this as an option now. It's a way people can just show support and be part of our ongoing work here more than anything else. But we've also got some extra benefits to offer, including our dry eye bites, which we're just about to get started.
Do you have something to say about that?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Just getting started then. I was thinking about that this morning when I was getting ready to. All right, and let's see. Trying to think of anything I wanted to say on that. We did get some members last week when we sent out the email, so it's been really encouraging to see people support, and we're just looking forward to having new people join and to keep talking about it.
That's really
When it
exciting.
goes.
It's just,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a whole new way to relate to people that they are actual members. Yeah, really pleased.
That's nice.
And spread the
Okay.
word too in the
Yeah.
groups and things.
You'll notice our calendar has the same interface. So when you register it goes into our nonprofit software. It helps us track people who've registered, people who register but don't attend the meeting, and you should get a history of events that you've joined as well. So we've updated the calendar for anyone who might.
No more little cartoons and no more fancy interface. This is the new system, but it works. So
yeah,
it's all there.
And you can also donate. Oops. Sometimes it likes it, sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, that button always works. Perfect. And recurring donations, we're happy to have those set up in the same form as just one-time donations.
Yeah, easy way to do, $10 a month. Of course, being a member at $10 a month is also a good path forward. All right, so shall we switch over to some dry eye news?
Sounds good.
Okay, just a little bit. I didn't get time to go through as many emails as I wanted to, but kind of skimming off the top here, have a few new things to share. First one, we've got a dry eye drug on the way. Novaleak, the cyclosol, or however you pronounce it. This is another cyclosporin drug. This one's 0.1%. That's compared to the 0.9% of Cequa and 0.09% of Cequa and 0.05%, which is Restasis. So the process, when they submit an NDA, that means that they've completed all the clinical trials. They've done the probably 10-year investment, all the work, gotten all of the results. Now they've put it in the hands of the FDA. And this is typically a many months process. I want to say kind of 6 to 9 months, but don't know exactly. So we'd be looking at this coming out maybe sometime in the spring next year, hopefully. So we don't get a whole lot of new dry eye drugs. So these are always kind of exciting. I got to go update my pipeline page, and that one's moving along to we're all done with clinical trials stage, which is great. All right, next, post-refractive pain. So this was an abstract I just ran across a few minutes ago, and I haven't had time to, I want to dig into the full study because this is on a publication called the Ocular Surface, which is like the very best peer-reviewed publication, in my opinion, for a hardcore dry eye everything. But the thing I love about the journal is you can get the full length study, not just the abstract, without being a subscriber. I think that's true of everything on there, if I remember right. So I need to take a closer look at it. But what really caught my eye on there was, they were studying 100 or so people who had refractive surgery, corneal refractive surgery. So we're talking LASIK mostly and PRK and so on. And what they said was, in their conclusions, was that chronic ocular pain and its neuropathic subtype, in other words, neuropathic corneal pain or corneal neuralgia or any of those other names it goes under, those things, chronic ocular pain or corneal neuralgia, were diagnosed in between 64 and 79% of patients that were seeking help from doctors for dry eye symptoms after refractive surgery. So, I mean, that's saying a whole lot of what we're thinking of as dry eye after refractive surgery is a pain disorder, which is something we've been saying for a really long time, and having that in print is really exciting. So I'm going to dig more into that article and probably get into this more next week. I need to remind myself to do that. Maybe you can put a note on this for me for next week, Aidan, but I really want to walk through that study and dig into what that means. I think that for our community, it really is an important thing in terms of making progress with our understanding of our disease and our providers' understanding of our disease, to get an understanding of what ocular pain is and how it relates to dry eye. There's just a lot of misunderstandings about these terms and what they mean, but that's a direction we need to make some progress in. All right. A fun one. I saw a little abstract on Manuka honey. It was kind of a baby literature review where they went and found any decent looking, I shouldn't put it that way. They found some good studies about Manuka honey and dry eye and aggregated them. There's a total of 288 patients across the different studies. And I mean, as so many other literature review studies do, in the end, they basically say, yeah, this needs some more study. And we for sure know that. But they do describe it as a promising treatment. And what caught my eye about this was all of the different metrics that had been used in some of those studies of Manuka honey treatments, from the Ocular Surface Disease Index, which, if you know me, is like my favorite dry eye symptom questionnaire, the little 12-question thing, to the SPEED questionnaire, which is somewhat similar, to then clinical things like tear evaporation rate, MMP9 levels, if you want to get into the technical stuff, corneal staining. And another one was just daily use frequency of lubricants. So there was a nice mixture of kind of clinical results versus symptom results, which is something we always want to see. All right, then another one, like I said, I was going through this pretty quickly this morning, but this one looked kind of exciting. That's an artificial intelligence deep learning model for MIBO scores. And they presented some interesting data showing that using this deep learning model to examine mibography, the photography of our meibomian glands, they could actually get more accurate diagnoses of meibomian gland dysfunction, kind of grading the status of our meibomian glands. Mibography is what I meant to say. So it's just interesting. Let's see. Can you skip? Oh, well, okay. There were a couple of just new celebrities endorsing dry eye stuff that were a little bit fun. Luminous, who are the ones who got the first device FDA approved for IPL, that's their Optolite device. Mandy Moore is now going to be the face of Optolite. And then I also just ran across Kate Walsh as a new spokesperson for Alcon Sustain. There we are. they're into a new social media campaign for Sistine Complete, I gather. So always interesting to see more celebrities, actors and so on speaking up. It was interesting seeing some of the quotes from them about, they had this thing and then there was things that were just always bothering their eyes, but they didn't know that it had a name, it was a disease, and that there was something that they could do about it. So getting people out there raising awareness is always a good thing for our community, I think. All right, couple more. For those that are into the kind of major stuff, there was an interesting study on salivary gland transplantation and 2 different types of it. I'm going to try again to dig into that one a little bit more next week. That's another one in my favorite journal, The Ocular Surface, but just a little preview there. That's something that's been talked about. I can't remember when they first started doing it, but I remember that being on the list of things we were looking at literally like 20 years ago for people with really severe dry eye. Last, there was a interesting abstract about water intake and dry eye. And you'd kind of think that one would be a no-brainer. And I'm just thinking about all the times that I've told people, yeah, don't forget to stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated, right? Well, their results were actually pretty close to, I don't want to say the opposite, but they did pretty much say greater water intake was not associated with less risk of dry eye. And there was actually, I don't have the wording right in front of me, but talking for some people, at least, greater water intake was actually associated with a greater risk of symptoms. So the things we take for granted, and then when science actually digs in and studies it, sometimes we get some really interesting surprises. It just is a good reminder that these things we think of as conventional wisdom aren't. I'm not talking about the water thing specifically, because we want to see more on that for sure. But we can't just take stuff for granted just because a whole lot of people have said so for a long time. Finding out for sure gets interesting.
Well,
yeah. All right, so much for news today. I definitely want to get into some more dry eye, just news and studies next week, because there really is quite a lot going on. All right, and one thing I can't remember whether I've mentioned this on Dry Foundation Live before, that we've heard from multiple sources now that I haven't called BNL to verify myself because so many other people have said so, but the LAC research should be coming back in the 4th quarter of 2023. So that's a long wait, but I'm just always relieved, honestly, at any sign that the product's not going to be abandoned, because it's a product that's worked for a lot of people for a long time. All right, Aiden, over to you.
All right. Well, I just got my
things.
Screen sharing. I'll go back here. Let's see. I should open the right thing. Oh, that's the problem. There we go. Right. So I showed the events page earlier today. So we've got our Zoom group at 3 p.m. Pacific today. I think we had a few people registered, and I know some more we're planning on coming. So I'll just kind of walk you through. You can register, and I'm logged into my account, so it should be a little bit easier for me. But you basically register, say how many people are going. This is kind of software designed for in-person events where you pay for tickets and everything, but we're using it for our free Zoom groups. And once you register for an event, we'll email you with a Zoom link for the meeting. And if you register well and ahead of time, then a day before the event, you'll get a reminder. I also have a newsletter list for kind of event notifications that go out beginning of the week. So I'll show you how to sign up for that as well. So then next week, we're looking at Mandy's mental health Zoom group on Monday at 10 Pacific. I'm having my Millennials and Gen Z Zoom group at 5 Pacific. That's for kind of the under 40 crowd. I've been having a pretty good turnout for the group historically, and appreciating the mix between kind of new and returning members sharing their experience and helping each other to feel less isolated. Next week, we have Dry Foundation Live at the same time, and Rebecca will be hosting an incomplete lid closure group at 3 p.m. Next Friday. Let's see, last one, I think I took over on that. We just had one person. What's your experience been with that one in the past?
Sorry, just got distracted for
Oh,
a
yeah.
sec on the incomplete lid closure.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Still looking for
blanking.
members. Yeah.
I think pretty small. We need to get the word out there to, I think
Is there a
through some of
Facebook
the
group?
other nonprofits too. I mean, incomplete lid closure, it's not the world's most intuitive title, but I mean, this is everything from acoustic neuroma to Bell's palsy, as well as those who have like more classic lagophthalmos with maybe both lids not fully closing. So yeah, this is a good reminder. I need to do a little bit more to get the word out about that.
That's coming up in a week. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be doing our normal dry Zoom group, but at 10 a.m. Pacific, just to give people maybe in Europe and Asia a chance to join. So we'll put the word out about that as well.
Europe,
then,
at least. I don't know about Asia.
I don't know about Asia when I said that.
But also just people here who can't make the, like East Coast people, if they can't make the 6 p.m. on Friday time, isn't always best for everyone. So just having another option.
And then we've got our CE group at the end of the month. Rebecca's stepping in on that one again. Anna and Teresa, I guess, are on vacation or unavailable. So they'll be taking that group back in September.
I enjoyed that group
yeah.
back in July. So looking forward to having that again.
Cool. And then I just wanted to go back to dryfoundation.org and show you how you can register for the event notification list. So pretty straightforward. Just go to My Def, manage email subscriptions, click on event notifications, and just put your name and email in, and you'll get the kind of reminders every week about what's coming up. So we're excited. We have at least 1 or 2 things every week. We do Dry Foundation Live and usually a support group or 2 in addition to that. So if you're interested, please join us. Anything else?
That's it for me.
I think so. All right. Well, hopefully we'll see some people in a couple hours on the Zoom group.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Bye, everyone.
Otherwise, have a good weekend.